Okay, please let me know when we can start, then I'll just go ahead.
Oh yeah, I think we're all set up. We can get started now. Or
Okay.
maybe we can just have people, introduce themselves as they come in and sort of, and then give a margin of say we could kick off at 2:10 when we have more people in the house. Yeah. By
Okay.
sorry, last year 7:10. Yeah. 7:10.
Yeah. So, okay, that's all right then. Okay. I
Mhm.
also think that we can actually start with brief introductions for those of us who are already here, and then as people come in, we can take the introductions. So by the time we go round, we would have gotten to 7:10.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, I can see the participants myself here. So I would want to get to know you, know what you do, where you live, and your expectations from these entrepreneurs hangouts tonight. So yeah, first off, I'd like to welcome everyone. Just very briefly, when we're all settled and good to go, I'll do a proper welcome and we'll just shoot. So I'd be calling Miss Morenike Bailey. You have the floor, ma'am. I'd like for you to tell us a bit about yourself and your expectations for the meeting tonight. Thank you. Go ahead.
All right, my name is Morenike Bailey. So I'm a member here as well.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to be a huge success by God's grace. Hoping for more people to join in. That's all basically.
What do you do?
About the whole program.
What do you do?
Your business.
Are you in school? Are you a business owner? What do you do? So
How
are
do you
you a
mean?
mother? What is your trade? What do you do? Are you a student? Are you?
What do I do? Oh, I'm a business owner.
Oh,
Yeah, I run a
fantastic.
business.
What kind of business do you run? I missed that.
A catering business. So I used to work with you.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
I think your network is fluctuating a bit.
Okay, is it better now?
Yes, it is better now.
All right, so I used to work with UBA. I worked with UBA for like 2 years. I resigned in April to focus on my business. So
Oh,
here I am.
wow. That must have been a very brave and tough decision, considering that, oh, people will tell you that, are you sure? With the way things are in Nigeria right. So I think I'd commend you for that. Well done. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Adekunle Oloyede.
Mm.
Good evening. Okay. Is Mr. Adekunle speaking? Is Mr. Adekunle Oloyede speaking?
Meeting is being recorded.
Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now.
No? Oh, my name is Adekunle Oloyede. I'm an entrepreneur. Uh, um, I'm into manufacturing in tech. The best
Oh,
way.
okay. Oh, fantastic. It's nice to have you, sir. Welcome to our hangout. Okay, Mr. Ayodeji Yusuf, please go next. Mr. Ayodeji Yusuf, please, I'd like to implore us all to mute our mics so we don't have interferences with the network and the smooth, flow of our event. Kindly just mute if you're not speaking, please. kindly mute if you're not speaking at this juncture. Thank you. I'd like to welcome Miss Kia to the program. She's one of our panelists for tonight, and I'm sure she has a lot of insights to share. Again, I'd also like to welcome Miss Hafizat Moranica, who has also joined us, and there'll be so much to learn, to glean, expertise to tap from after tonight's session. So, Mr. Ayodeji Yusuf, you were speaking. Please go ahead. You still have the floor. Okay, he's muted.
Yeah, I think he said he has a bad network.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Let's go ahead to somebody else. Next person. Okay, no. Heroes MG Logistics. Okay. Please introduce yourself to us very briefly. It's already 7:10 and we should kickstart right now. Okay, so we let me just hold on with that for now, and then we'll run the program proper. And if at any points that you're supposed to speak, you can just introduce yourself. So once again, welcome. I am very excited. I mean, this is a very auspicious event, and the team at House of Impact Foundation spent so much time over the past few weeks trying to put this event together, and we're very thankful that the night is finally here. So this is a taster event or session heralding the grand event we're having at the end of August, specifically August 27th. So this is going to be the prelude to that all-important event. So I'd like to say that we all know that entrepreneurship isn't for the faint-hearted at all. You just heard Ms. Bailey say that, oh, she resigned a job. In my head, I'm thinking, wow, who does that, right? In your entrepreneurship journey, there will be bumps, there will be moments of doubt. Yes, when people say, am I sure that I made the right decision by leaving my job to pursue this, especially in a climb like ours? Then there'll be days you want to pull your hair out. There'll be days that, oh, you have it really good. Guess what? It is all part of the journey. So in this room tonight, we have people who are driven, individuals who are daring to chase a dream, people who have fire in their bellies and they're saying, you know what, I am going into this journey. So all of us are here to learn together, to glean, to have a wonderful time, and just talk about ways forward. So I'd like to welcome you all specially. You're welcome, you're special, and we're going to have a great time together. My name is Adejoke Henry, and it's a pleasure to introduce myself and to let you know that I will be one of the hosts for this very special hangout. I have somebody else anchoring with me tonight. He's very jovial. I was thinking that he was a 20-year-old, not until I saw his video tonight. And he looks like an Egmo.
I'm actually an Egbo. I'm an Egbo.
As he introduces himself. Thank you. Mr. Okwe, you have the floor.
Oh, thank you very much, Adejoke. Good evening, everyone. It's good to have everyone join us. Oh, let me turn on my video. It's good to have everyone join us. Special shout out, a big thank you to Hafizat Ronke. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, and you came in very, very fast. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And Kia, thank you also. We really, really appreciate having you here. And everybody that has taken their time to join in, we say a big thank you. We don't take this opportunity for granted. As my co-host has earlier stated, we are in for a great time. This is just a beginning. This is just like a one-time event for now. We are having a very, very robust plan for our entrepreneurs. So we are just using this to kickstart what we have in stock for us. So we want to just sit back, relax, and then enjoy yourself while we go to the next item, because we also want to be very, very time conscious. We don't want to waste time, because we know we have productive things to still do. So I think right about now we would like to go to what we have next for us, which is the welcome address from our madam. In church we'll say the set person of this assembly that we are in, who is no other than Madam Priscilla Adebayo. So we'll leave the floor so she can, she's the said woman. She's the one that has the vision for this particular
Yeah.
setup that we're having. So, Mrs. Priscilla, the floor is yours. Please take it away.
Thank you, Okwe. Thank you, Adejoke. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. It's a pleasure to welcome you all to this, yes, auspicious event. And I'm glad we could make it. So I hope others, keep joining as we proceed tonight. So this is sort of our launching event. And if you have seen some of the flyers we sent out earlier, introducing the organization and saying, hey, this is who we are. So also a good place to also start is our website. You can just punch in on your phone and just check houseofimpactngo.com, www.houseofimpactngo.com. So right there, you're going to see all about us. So I'm trying to go on there as well, and then let us go through this together. So like they said, I'm Priscilla, and I'm excited to be here today and to see the birth of this organization, the official launch actually, virtual. We're still gonna do the in-person one coming later by the ending of this month. So I would quickly like to talk about our mission. So it's clear right there if you're with me on the website page. If Daniel, can you please go to our website so we can scroll it on the screen and just have everybody follow me as I take them and walk them through our mission statement, a vision statement, and some of our goals. Yeah, so if that's okay. So while it's trying to set that up, I will talk about what is our mission statement, why are we here, what is the vision? Let me begin with the vision first and foremost. It is for us here at House of Impact Foundation, just like the name entails, to be able to raise a generation of innovative and responsible youth. And also, yes, we'll be biased in favor of the female entrepreneurs mostly, although yes, the male also have a chance. Yeah, so I'm on the vision statement, Daniel. You could scroll down to the vision statement. Yeah, so it says to raise. Thank you. Yeah. So House of Impact Foundation is a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering and inspiring the next generation of responsible and innovative African entrepreneurs. And this is in line with the United Nations SDG goals. And we are seeking to promote productive employment, decent work for everybody. However, we want to do it differently because over the years, we have seen that many people graduate from higher institutions in Nigeria and they're just joining the, bandwagon and the backlog of people who don't have jobs. So we have too many people, who are qualified to work way above the available number of jobs that we have. So yeah, at House of Impact, we are set out to say, okay, how can we, solve this problem? And we have seen that the government and even other NGOs have sort of been doing the same thing, using the same stone over the years. They've been handling this problem, using the same lens over the years. And so we are trying to reverse that and say, no, we think there's a better way that we might employ to solve this issue of unemployment in Nigeria. And so we're saying, no, we don't have to wait until people graduate before we begin to look for jobs. We don't have to wait until they graduate before they are skilled and they already have a business that works, that makes sense, that is giving them money. And we believe that as undergraduates, as young school leavers, even from age, because our target audience is from 15 to 35 thereabout, emphasis on 15 to 25 actually. So we believe from age 15 to 25, you should be able to have something tangible to fall back on. You should be able to have a means, a sustainable business yourself. And you wouldn't be able to get that if you just graduate from school and then just begin that journey. So why don't we start that journey now when you're 15, 16, 18, 20, less than 25, so that by the time you're 30, you already have an empire. You're already employing other people yourself. So I, for one, I remember as an undergraduate, the Lord, it was actually I didn't plan it to start that way, but that was how God wanted it. And I started a nursery and primary school in Agoi, where I went to school, Olabisi Obanjo University. And most of the people here tonight are actually from Olabisi Obanjo University. And so I saw myself as a 300 level 19-year-old actually employing graduates, people that had graduated university, people that had graduated from teachers training college, people that are, to teach in my own school. As an undergrad, I didn't have anything in education at that time. So it is possible. So if I, a naive, person who didn't know so much about business, was able to achieve that feat to the glory of God, how much more if we deliberately set out to equip, to empower, to sponsor, and to encourage young, innovative youths who are ready, for the long haul, who are not just interested in doing hustles and making quick money, but those who are ready to stay through to the process and to be able to, follow through on process until they are truly made. And then they begin to make others as well. So that is our goal. That is our mission. And this would be I would say this will be expressed in different ways and in different dimensions. So we're going to have, okay, I think, Adejake, am I supposed to just run through and talk about the Entrepreneurship Academy and all of those now or later?
No, just let's have a run through so we go to the session and then we do a big wrap.
Okay. So I should
Yes,
do
ma'am.
everything now.
Yes, please. Just
Definitely.
go right ahead.
All right. Okay. So as you see our goals on the screen, providing a platform for youth and women business owners to learn, to network and gain valuable insights into entrepreneurship. And a lot of people just pick up business as a hobby, especially in Nigeria, especially as undergrads, and you're just looking for how to make money, at least something to sustain you to, be able to cover your weekly expenses, even if it's just transportation to school from mini campus to main campus, like that. And, they see that at the end of the day, oh, wow, this business is looking good, it's thriving, but they don't even know what to do with it. They don't even know how to, get better at what they're doing. And so we here are trying to empower you, to give you that opportunity to learn. There's going to be a lot of learning, and that it will be handled by our Entrepreneurship Academy, where you'll be able to understand the nitty-gritties of entrepreneurship. It's going to be like curriculum as if you were in a business school. We're going to teach you the technical know-how as far as entrepreneurship is concerned. And not just that, would also have a mentorship platform where we're going to pair you up with industry experts in your sector, in your field. If you're in clothing and textile, if you're in agro allied businesses, if you're in whatever area of business, tech, we're going to pair you up with people in that field. In fact, sometimes you might say, oh, this is who I want to be my mentor. And if you must have gone through the necessary requisites, requirements that will be setting, it won't be so stringent, don't worry. But by the time you've gone through those, you would have the right to tell, okay, these are the people I really would like to work with. And we as an organization are willing to even reach out to those persons and tell them, okay, this is what we do. We have people here who would love to be your proteges, who would like to, underscore you and just, follow you to understand what you do. And that way you're able to pass on your expertise, and we are all contributing to nation building that way. So we are looking forward to that. And we also have already like a long list of different people from different sectors who are going to help you, hold your hands, and we can do it alone. St. Wigglesworth to say what I stand on the shoulders of giants, of those that have been there. And so I see farther than my equals. When you're standing on the shoulder of giants, you're able to see far ahead. And so that's what we are trying to give to you. And not just that, we're also looking at granting you the opportunity to be able to meet with investors, pitch your business ideas to investors, both national and international investors who are ready to invest in what you do, who believe in you. And we, on the other hand, will be giving you that platform and speaking on your behalf to these investors and saying, yes, we know they can do it. And we would hold them through it and ensure that they are able to fulfill these goals and, set goals that set mutual goals between the entrepreneur and the organization. So I could go on, but I would expect us to still, go through these things on our website and familiarize yourself with what we have for you. So very soon, we're going to be in Agoiwoye for the Entrepreneurship Conference for Ogun State. We're starting in the southwestern region of Nigeria typically, and hopefully by the grace of God expand across Africa, because the phenomenon in Nigeria is same in 90% of other African countries. A high number of youths, few jobs, and so therefore a high rate of crime, according to the youth bulge theory that says there's a tendency that if the higher the number of unemployed youths, the higher the rate of crime, in a given place. So we are working assiduously to ensure that the crime rate in Nigeria and other African countries, reduce substantially. And how do we do that? By helping people find their inner power and linking it to entrepreneurship and being able to achieve their set goals and being, a source of impact to their country as a whole. So thank you for joining us. I'll hand over again to Adejoke. If you need any clarification, questions, you can type in the chat, you can send us emails, and you can call us at any time. Thank you for being here today. Look forward to having you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach. That was a lot to unpack. I mean, there's so much there to take home. I must commend you for all of the good work that you are doing. You're very passionate about the things that you believe in, and that is what drives the execution of the projects that you're working on and working with. So, House of Impact Foundation started like a dream. I know that you had told me about this sometime back, and just seeing everything coming to being is really very special. Now, you mentioned some things that I want to corroborate. So, is somebody saying something? I understand that if 2 weeks ago, organized by the United Nations, and the Minister of Youth Development in Nigeria, Jamila Ibrahim, had said that if development does not happen in Nigeria, please, can you mute?
Yeah, I muted him already.
Okay, thank you. And she was saying that if it doesn't happen in Nigeria, it wouldn't happen in Africa, and it wouldn't happen, elsewhere in the world. Now, there was a young man there, Khalil, essay to Katsina State government on, economic matters, 31-year-old young man. And then, he said so many things, and I want to make an allusion to one of the things you said, Coach. Government cannot give everybody jobs. That's the truth. All government needs to do is to create an enabling environment, and then the private sector would take it up. So it is a symbiotic relationship. And that is why what you're doing is very commendable. If you employ youth, take them off the streets, take them off crime. I mean, there's a whole lot of empowerment there. And then the cluster you're focused on now, young women, young people, they form a very vital part of the ecosystem. The women are vulnerable. So when you empower a woman, you empower not only the woman, but the entire household, because a woman would feed, she would feed the kids, she would even feed the husband. And then, of course, she has parents and other people she's reaching out to. So this is really strong. And I know that we're going to, move on powerfully. And when we're meeting again, sometime soon next year, celebrating our first year anniversary, there'll be a lot of games to take into the kitty. Thank you so much, Coach. All right, so we're moving into the panelists session very quickly. I don't know if Mr. Okwe has anything he wants to add or chip in or contribute or take away.
I just wanted to say that Madam Priscilla will not cease to amaze me. Just like you rightly said, so we've known her as Iggy away from time, and everything she has said, the way she's just saying it effortlessly and then just like also rightly said, that it's a good thing to see this dream of ours come to reality, and I know we are in for a good time, and so we are happy to be here. And then everybody here too. I'm very sure at least there's something in it for everybody, something good that will benefit our lives for good. So I think we can then move to the next session with the panelists.
Okay, that's all right. So we have two panelists here tonight who will be sharing their entrepreneurial journey with us. The ups, the downs, the lows, the highs, the good, the not so good, as young people who want to create wealth, who don't want to do Yahoo Yahoo, which is the in thing for most young people or many young people in Nigeria now. Entrepreneurs who believe in themselves, who have taken the deep dive into the world of business, owning a business, doing something different. We want to hear their own experiences, the ideation process, the getting into the waters. How is that going? How is it been? So, Ms. Okwe, what you're going to do for me is to introduce them, if you have a brief on them, both ladies, and then I will just, shoot with the questions and we'll wrap that around very quickly. So please help me introduce them, bring them to the panel, and then I will do the Q&A.
All right, that's fine. Thank you very much, Adejoke. All right, first on the list, we have Ronke Williams. We have, she's the CEO. She has so many things she's doing actually, but currently she's the CEO of RO6 Cuisine. She's into so many things, like I said earlier. Her work experience, she's worked in Polaris Bank, she's worked with a fintech, Prosper, she's worked with Maintain, she's worked with LOJ Consulting. And one of the reasons why I'm excited to have Ronke here is because even though she has worked with so many people, so many places, I'm eager to know why she still went back into, to know what is that entrepreneurial journey of hers, to know and learn from her. And then also we have here with us our own, well, I used to call him professor in my own mind, because he's also a man of many roles. His name is Adekunle Oloyede. He will also be giving us a wealth of experience of how he has, I know Prince has started his entrepreneurial journey since university, so he's in the best position to give us, his in-depth knowledge of what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And then we also have, joining us also, we have Kia. She's also someone that, has been in this field. She knows what it means to be an entrepreneur. So we have a set of panelists that are good to go, that will give us what we desire and what will make this journey and this panel, this session, a very successful one. So I think I've done justice to the people we have so far. So you can please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I mean, it's a very rich panel, and I'm happy that it comprises young people and people with a lot of experience. So, dear panelists, please note that I will ask the questions across board. So you just go one after, the other. So I would start with Miss Kia. I mean, the name sounds so sweet in my ears. I've never heard it before, so maybe that's why. So my first question goes to you, and that also goes to everyone. I'd like for you to tell us or give us a walkthrough into the background how you came about being an entrepreneur, right? What Okay, let me rephrase it in a way that will make it very simple for you to, just speak. What motivated you to say, oh, I want to be a business owner? I want to go into entrepreneurship. Why didn't you opt for a 9 to 5 collar job and just pursue that? What motivated you? What was the conviction in your heart that entrepreneurship was the thing you wanted to pursue? Please walk us through that.
Hi, good evening, everybody.
Good evening,
Uh,
ma'am.
Good
Good
evening.
Good to have you.
Thank you. My name is Kia. That's actually my brand name, yeah, not my real name, but it's just stock, so I prefer to be called Kia. My name is Onome, and my brand name is Kia. I used the brand name when I was an OAP, so it's stuck somehow.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I've worked. I worked in a bank. I worked in the hospitality. What's the word? Hospitality. I worked in an hospitality firm. I worked as a market. I've done several jobs.
Okay,
But the
that's the
background
video.
is the general thing. Started from way back when I was young. I used to go to my mom's shop with her, and I helped her. Like I literally, as a secondary school student, I literally helped her oversee the business whenever she traveled to cater for my sisters when they gave birth to their kids and all of that. So that was the background for this whole entrepreneurship thing. But the major reason why I went back into it was because I wanted to solve a problem. And I chose the clothing, the fashion was the word. No, I don't know what the word to use. But I chose the fashion thing and thrift specifically because I understand that with the economic situation of this country, it is very, very difficult for average person to be able to afford good clothing with the kind of salaries we earn in this country.
Yeah.
My last job as a graduate paid me 30,000 naira per month. And with 30,000 naira, you can do basically not. I don't know if they've changed the whole system now, if they pay graduates higher, but here in Ibadan or your state where I live, back then when I worked, I earned 30,000 as a graduate, and I don't think you can do anything with 30K if you remove transportation to work, grocery shopping, house rent, what else? You have nothing left to fall back on. So that was how I delved into this thrift business thing to help ladies solve their clothing and accessory needs. So we buy bales from Lagos from people that bring in containers from the UK, from China and the rest, and we sell to ladies. So that's just the background to my business. But I started from way back before I gained admission, but my mom stopped me then because she didn't want me to be too exposed to money, as she said. But I wish she allowed me because I'm sure I would have gone far in this business by now. And the reason why I got interested when I was told about this NGO thing is because when I was in school, I did practically nothing with my free time. I was just there waiting for money from the house, waiting for them to send me pocket money. And there were times I was dead broke, nothing to fall back on. But I really wish that I still had my business running by then. It would have given me the opportunity to, what's the word now? To do it better. Maybe now I would have gone farther than I am, but thank God for everything anyways. So that's that. I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, thank you very much,
Okay.
Kia. And I must apologize, honestly, just like you rightly said, the name Kia stuck because, I know your name, Onome Jonah, I knew it, but, right from time, everybody's Kia, Kia, so that Kia just stuck. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. So we'll still come back to you.
Right.
But I also want to use this opportunity to quickly also introduce one of our very own, so Samuel. Samson, sorry, I said Samuel. Samson is in Agowe at the moment, and he's one of the people that are on ground. He's also an entrepreneur. He knows the nitty-gritty of how business is run. He's currently he's doing his master's in Labisi Onabanjo University, and so he'll also be helping us once in a while, to share his own wealth of experience dealing with young people, young entrepreneurs. So, Samson, before I come to you, let me quickly go to Ronke. Ronke, are you here? Ronke, please, can you hear me?
Let me
Ronke,
check
can you
if
hear
it-
me? Okay, Ronke,
Hello,
okay.
everybody.
Oh, hi,
My bad.
Ronke.
Hello,
Oh, how are you? Yeah,
I'm
thank you
very
for being here. Oh, okay.
you're
So
welcome.
my next question is for you. And
Okay.
most people okay, like I've known you, you've worked in banks, you've worked in different places, and just like Kia also stated, but I'm coming from a different angle to you. What are the things that you probably went through in your business journey that you feel that, oh, okay, let me let this experience out so nobody else will go through that experience? Or maybe something that you went through that you were not happy about, that you thought, oh, if I'd known this, if I know better now, I wouldn't go through this. So what experience do you wish to share that you would not wish somebody going into business newly would experience?
Okay, thank you for the question, Ope.
All
So
right.
I'm sure I've introduced someone has introduced me already, but briefly, my name is Afizat officially, but you can call me Ronke. I'm a grad.
Okay, we can no longer hear you. Afizat, we can no longer hear you. Uh, okay, maybe her network is, maybe she'll join us again.
Yeah.
While we are trying to get Afizat to join us, because I don't know if anybody can hear her. I can't hear her from here. I think I will quickly go to Samson. So, Mr. Sam, you deal more with people. Okay, Ronke still. Oh, Mr. Sam, can you hear me? Samson, can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Oh, okay. All right. So there is a particular challenge that I feel, because I know you are in the midst of students, like 100 level, 200 level, 300 level. So I want to ask, what is the impact, or what do you think the impact of networking? What is the impact of networking? How does it affect businesses, or how does it affect entrepreneurs? Because you in that field, you may not have a lot of people to network with since in that university setting. So how has networking affected you? Has it been positive? Has it been negative? I just want you to share your general knowledge on how networking affects business.
But is it networking on campus or outside campus?
Well, you can talk about either both, maybe on campus or outside campus. But okay, let's talk about on campus, since majority of our audience are going to be campus students. So how does networking affect people on campus?
I wanted to go
Okay.
back.
On campus, okay, I think I will start with my experience of, well, I started working as an undergraduate, I think for my 200 level. And I can say one of those things that helped my business as at those moments were networking. So I didn't limit myself to people in my department or in my level alone. So I tried to make friends with people outside my department. And one of those things I was so eager to do is that anytime I'm meeting new people, I'm always eager to let you know what I do. And I intentionally, deliberately will ask you, what do you do? And the reason why I'm asking what do you do is because I want to introduce to you what I do. So I'm from there, I network with people from different departments across the faculty, across every faculty in main campus Agowoye. Then from there, I had some of them that moved from Agowoye to other campuses. So that was how I was able to extend to those places. Because during my undergraduate, I was selling suits. I sell suits, clothes. So, and I literally sell clothes to people in Ibogun while I'm in Agowoye. I sell to people in Aito. So with my networking. So even after leaving campus, so with the people I have here, so I just add some people that let me say that like an ambassador. So anytime they need something, they are the one that we reach out to their friend and every people around them. And that's how I can say the networking really helped me, help the business, because I did little publicity about the business as a result of networking. So I think networking is very important.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Samson. And part of what we are doing as an NGO is we are, creating that enabling atmosphere where you can have mentors, where you can connect with the right people that can help you grow your business, or you teach you the right ways or their own pitfalls so that you don't fall into where they have made mistakes. And then I need to state at this point that everything we are saying here is not a joke. And for I think maybe at some point the participants in this session will ask questions. It might be one, it might be two, and anybody that can give us maybe accurate answers. It might be like a game. You might get maybe a recharge or maybe 1,500 naira. So please, please pay attention to what we are doing here. And for every question that we are asking our panelists, please take cognizance of their answers, because we can pick any question from any of our participants and ask questions, and anybody that can get it correctly might get maybe 1,500 worth of airtime. So Adejoke, I don't know if you have questions for so you can take over.
Actually, you guys,
all right,
you have come here to share your wealth of experiences with us. Now, I want you to give to the young entrepreneurs here two each, right? 2 do's and don'ts of or business rules for startups. By startups, I mean businesses that are in their babyhood. They're just starting out. So, in your own opinion, with the experience you have garnered from doing business over the years, what would be your topmost 2 do's and don'ts for startups, especially in a climate like Nigeria? So, Kia, that's where Nome will go, then Ronke, then, the gentleman. So please, can we have it run quickly in that order? Because we still have our launching to do. Thank you very much.
Please let I think she's
Did they hear me, please?
yeah. We haven't heard Mr. Adekunle Oloyede. He hasn't answered any question yet.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes,
Okay, so I can start with him.
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah. Mr. Adekunle, so please go ahead. What would be your 2 topmost do's and don'ts for young entrepreneurs who are looking to go into that space?
Good evening. It's a pleasure to
Good
be
evening,
here.
sir. Welcome. Thank you very much.
Now, to answer that question, there are countless number of do's and don'ts, but I will be honest about that. And I think the number one do's and don'ts is just purely think before you leap, because I'm a Christian. The Bible says that is there any one of you that will be the house that will not first count the cost? It's always very important for one to think deeply, especially before venturing into this journey of endless journey of entrepreneurship. You need to be able to think through. And the thinking is not to actually hold yourself down or to limit yourself. The thinking is not to think about, okay, where am I going to get money? Usually that comes last. Um, the thinking is about, am I ready for it? Many people claim that they want to be an entrepreneur or they want to do business, but in the real sense of it, they are not close to being ready. So I am an advocate of people thinking deep. Is this a journey I want to really embark on? That would
By
be
being
one.
ready, sir, what do you mean really? What really does readiness mean when you want to start business?
Readiness is first about heart desire. You know, what I mean heart desire, because the journey is not always easy. It can never even be easy. If you
Mm.
think you just want to
Right.
come into entrepreneurship just to roll the dice and have your 6-6, you must be joking. I always tell people, in this, there is only one rule to this thinking day.
Mm.
There are things we work for, there are things we wait for. But the most stupid thing to expect is to be waiting for something you have not worked for. And it is
Wow,
common in
that's so
the journey of
profound.
entrepreneurship. You have to know
That's so,
that you are just ready because the road will be tough. But the truth is that the end game is usually very encouraging. And
yeah.
what do I mean by that is that, the end game doesn't necessarily mean 30, 20 years or when you are riding Range Rover or so. It just comes with this, the joy that comes with, okay, you are you are meeting a need. There's this inner joy that comes with you are serving a purpose, you are creating value and all that. So first, I will always advise
Yeah.
people to think before they leap. Be sure you are ready. And number
Yeah.
two, if I will count it, is if I will say that, add to it rather, it will be just know your place. For the fact that you want to go into business doesn't mean you have to be everything. You cannot even be everything, especially for
Absolutely.
entrepreneurs. You either be an entrepreneur or be a manager or be an investor. So whatever way you feel that you think that you are perfect, and it doesn't have to be with money. You can be an investor without having money. The people who have made
Wow.
billions of years, one of the richest billionaire in top 10, who never started any business, never had money,
So what
but
do you do?
was actually
What's the
broken.
secret behind that? So how does
Hello?
that work? How does
How it
that
works
work?
is
What
that you just need to know how the principle of the game works. You want to be
Okay.
probably in the game of business, you have to be an investor. You can just broker deals for people. You
Okay.
are
All right.
also an entrepreneur in business. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Adekule, Mr. Adekule, please before you go, because like I said, I know you have a wealth of experience in this field. So, and as for many people that are here, I would advise that you please come for our live event. You will hear more from Mr. Adekule and his
yeah.
wealth of experience. But I want to ask this follow-up question. I know you started business as an entrepreneur when you were in the university. I know you have always been a business person. So I want to know, how did you combine schooling? How did you combine your education, your many lectures, and also being an entrepreneur?
Papa, you
If you
didn't
also
allow
know,
the other team members to answer this particular question. Please
no,
let's
we
take
will, but
it. Let's run
our
it.
minds are working. Our minds are working together. So, Mr. Olorede, please, can you just share how you manage your education together with your business? Please go ahead.
Okay. My own experience might just be peculiar to me, but I will not advise anybody to follow that. Uh, I'm choleric. Choleric up to 89%. So, and
Wow.
when you say you are choleric up to 89%, you know what that means.
Yeah.
I was very decisive from age 15.
Yeah.
Priscilla, don't
Wow.
start, please. So from age 15, I already know I wasn't doing anything. I'm not doing anything. Like it is either business or nothing else. Because I just know myself. Because number one, I there are so many things that I don't like. But what really helped me, two things basically. I was quite very decisive from finishing my diploma program in Djibouti coming to Agoy, I already decide that anything that I have to do to learn how entrepreneurship work, not necessarily making all the cash, all the money, but I really just want to know. It was much of knowledge there with the likes of Pastor Ayo Yelere and the rest. I mean, it was much of the knowledge that we really wanted. I was first librarian in my fellowship, so I had to read many books. So it was much like I wanted to learn, I wanted to know. That was the first thing. And what actually helped me with that was that I already decided schooling certain percentage. I don't want to declare it in this event. And business, anything entrepreneur, this percentage concentration. So I gave that to him. But ultimately, if I will be honest, it was a word of someone who actually tutored me for about 6 months in person of Adeyombo Oluwaseun. We met in Ijebu-Ode there. He's older than me, way older than me, and he will call me out in the same spot, tell me every blessed day, Prince, I wasted my time. Entrepreneurship is the way to go. Decide to learn and don't worry about the rest. And he told me that for 6 months. Please don't waste your own time and focus on what is much more important. You don't have a background that is solid that you can expect that your daddy will just tell you to do to so place and all that and all that. So, but it was easy because of that. And that aside, with the decision making that, okay, I want to give these academics of 18 certain percentage and the journey of entrepreneurship certain percentage, serving my God 100%, it was quite easy. But I will not lie that maybe that might be peculiar to me, because some of us we like the pressure. Like, I'm one of those people that I like when the tension is high somehow. So really, I can comfortably work with that. So I wouldn't advise anyone to follow that route, but it was purely a decision thing for me, and that is peculiar to me.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. So you're very strong-willed. You have conviction, and I think that that's a propelling factor for your entrepreneurship journey. Like you said, this is peculiar to you and may not be the same for everyone else. So, Kia, please, I'd like for you to speak to this. What are your own two do's and two don'ts in the murky waters of being a business owner? Okay. Did she
Um,
hear that? Did anyone?
two do's and two don'ts.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll just say it as I understand it, right?
Yes,
What I do is I understand that. I hope anybody is able to pick one or two things from the way I'm going to relay my message, right? So I understand that I deal with different kinds of people from different backgrounds, people with different characters, mood swings, everybody different like that. And like 95% of my customers are women, and I am just calm.
Wow.
I listen, I take the haploids, I take the bashes, I take everything. Then they come back to tell me, wow, I didn't even expect you to be this calm when I was ranting. Oh, I'm sorry about how
Fortitude.
I put out
I'll call
everything.
that fortitude. An entrepreneur must have fortitude.
Yeah, so as an entrepreneur, you should be able to listen.
Brilliant. Yeah.
You should be a good listener. You shouldn't just lash out, because as an entrepreneur, I've patronized some business owners that I swore never to go back to, because the relationship they have with their customers, zero. And I don't know, in this part of the world, in Nigeria, right, most people, once they start their small business, they just term themselves as demigods, right? they first of all pick up the CEO term. They are CEOs and you can't talk to them anyhow. You greet them. Like as an entrepreneur, I greet customers. I am very formal with my customers. Then it's shocking that I enter into another business owner's DM. Good morning, I would like to purchase this. And you just go straight to sending me your details, no greeting, nothing, and you expect me to patronize you. This is something that I've, like, most of the business owners rather, that have actually patronized, have done this to me. And it's shocking. Then I sit back and I'm like, wait, I don't relate to my customers like this. Is this how other people relate to their customers? And I just conclude that, okay, maybe these ones don't even understand the meaning of being an entrepreneur. So I believe that as an entrepreneur, our relationship with people in general matter a lot. And someone stated clearly that when he meets people, he just goes on to ask them, what do you do? I do this. I am like that too. That was how I started growing my brand, actually. I wear the things I sell and be like, oh, this looks good. And oh, I sell this. What do you do? And I collect your contacts. And my relationship with people, in fact, people believe I'm always in a good mood, but it's not like that. I'm a business owner. So automatically, I'm in a good mood at all times. When I get back home, I can go and rant to myself and do all of that. So I believe that as business owners, we should understand how to relate with people. Our relationship with customers, generally with clients, should be top notch. Then you don't lash out at customers. You don't lash out at people generally. You don't know the people that will refer you. I work with one of the delivery companies I work with. Just called me up one day. One of the people that work with them just called me. I was like, Madam Kia, somebody came here to pick up a parcel from our company and saw your brand nylon. I was like, Kia, I know this lady. She's always happy. She's very jovial. Just keep up and he just went ahead and he kept saying all these good things. Just keep doing you, blah, blah. I was just laughing on the phone, like, okay, like seriously. So I've been in this business for a while now. So I'll just advise that as an entrepreneur, just first of all, make sure that you're solving a problem. You are actually solving a problem. That way, it will be difficult for you to also make way. Yes.
Please don't dish everything now to them yet. They will still come to the live program. So just keep some. Just hide some for the live program so that they will not just kill everything now. Yes, so we'll still have more of you at the live event by God's grace. But there's this very important question that I think we need to ask, and we've not heard Afisat speak. And because we want to be very, very time conscious, because like I stated earlier, many people have things they may still want to do before the day runs out. So Afisat, I believe your network is fine now. I want to ask that what were the challenges? And if Afisat's network is not coming through, maybe Prince, that Adekunle Oloyede or Kia, you can please quickly help us drop, or Samson, anybody can help us delve into this. What are the challenges, the major challenges you faced as an entrepreneur, and how did you overcome them? Or how are you overcoming them? The major challenges you face, please, and I want us to be very, very fast, minutes maximum to answer this question. What were the challenges you faced as a young entrepreneur when you were just starting, and how did you overcome them? Please, in 2 minutes. Afisat, if you are here, if your network is here, please, you can please go ahead.
Okay. I hope you can all hear me now.
Yes, please, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Great. So I won't take much of our time with introduction, but what I would like to say is there's a thing about decision making and understanding who you are, the value you can offer, and think about where you're going, because it's a long game and it's a long-term goal. So the mistakes I made when I started this business, because I've started and paused like more than twice. Then I was in school, I was still trying to find the right path. I wanted to work because I had to take care of myself as well in school. I started from all weeks, selling to students over the weekend. Then, although right from time, I knew I didn't want to do 9 to 5. So I started business again when I finished from service, but
I wouldn't say fortunately for me, because that was like what caused a pause for me. There was a lag because I got a job, and there's this intuition we have. I don't know if everybody has that, but for me, there it was like, oh, I can run the 9 to 5, I can do the business on the side, so people will respect me. So another important thing is you shouldn't think about what people would say. You should think about what really defines you. And as it is, the society has actually shifted also from passion. Yeah, your passion is very important when it comes to the decision you have to make for your life, because it's a long-term goal and you have expectations for each milestone. But what our advice is that it is very important you have a focus and drive on where you're going, and you remain optimistic, you remain consistent. It's not easy starting up a business. But the most important thing about starting up a business and continuity is the experience we gain from it. There are days we have our good days, there are bad days, but the consistency of the fact that this is where I'm going, there's a plan that you already have a plan that you've started and you're working on that plan, you're making progress, you're building your brand, which is also very important. So succinctly, what I would just say is you have to understand and understand yourself very well. I always do a self-review of myself. I reflect on myself. I do that like almost every month. Where am I going wrong? How far have I gone? What am I doing wrong? How do I get better? And another important thing is that you keep learning. Then when you're in the right network, you get to understand what works for you. That's another thing. And you need to make up your mind on this is what you're doing, this is the goal, and this is what you're aiming for, rather than thinking of what the society expects of you or what your immediate environment expects of you. So the important thing there is that you have to understand who you are, understand what works for you, and put every of your energy into that, and make sure that you're going on the right pace as well, because sometimes we make decisions based on our environment, like I mentioned earlier. So it's very important you know what works for you, and you understand where you're coming from as well. That's very important. And you see the game as a long-term game, not just because you want to start a business, but because there is a purpose for that business. There's somewhere you're heading towards that business, and you're doing it for yourself, as well as, yes, you want to give back to the society, but it is very, very important that you know your purpose. So briefly, that's just.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Thank you for speaking to that. I mean, there's so many questions, right? They are almost inexhaustible because of how diverse and, robust entrepreneurship is. Please, I'd like for you to just get a pen and a paper. I'm going to be asking the last two questions, and I want for you to be able to have them so you can just speak to them one after the other. So the first one is, what is the key challenge you faced as a young entrepreneur, and how did you overcome it? And then what advice would you give to undergraduates who are considering starting their own business? So the first one is just one. What is or what was the key challenge you faced as a young entrepreneur, and how did you overcome it? And then two, what advice would you give to undergraduates who are considering starting their own business? So please, I want everybody to speak to that. I'm gonna call Mr. What's his name? Mr. Loyede. Please, I want you to lead this round, and then we'll just go around it and we move on to our launching and we close. Please. We've already overshot our 1 hour. Thank you. So I'm giving everybody 30 seconds to answer the two questions. Thank you. Please go ahead, Mr. Adekunle.
Okay, I think one of the major challenge that I did face then is, which is just getting resources. It was major challenge. It was a tug of war, and I think why it was difficult. How I did overcome it, that, to be honest, is a continuous process, because if you are growing from taking one step to another, you always face that challenge, because that's what entrepreneurship is all about. But it was at the point that I began to know that, the resources doesn't have to come with you. It doesn't have to come from you. It can come from
Oh.
other people, partnership and all that. And that was the basic
Wow.
way I was able to navigate through that route then. But if I would advise anyone who is just starting, maybe you are starting from school, you can just understand when at each phase that you are. It might be the phase
Yeah.
by which you should be thinking big. It might be a phase by which you should be thinking small. One of my own major issue was that it was always like, okay, you have this big vision, but you are just looking for which scratch way to start. So, and I
Wow.
was thinking based on my own capacity. So you don't fall victim of that. So if you need
Wow.
to think small. It's not bad. If you need to think big, but be sure that you can have the resources. So that
Fantastic.
was it.
Thank you. So that was very helpful. Miss Hafizat, please share your thoughts.
One thing I would say, and I feel very grateful being on this platform because I'd like to help people because sometimes we don't even understand who we are, first off. So the advice I would give is that start from wherever you are, start from whatever you have. So there's some businesses that requires investment. Yes, it requires resources,
Yeah.
but from your immediate environment, your WhatsApp can take you as far and wide beyond your imagination. Your immediate environment, your family, your friends. And social media is so powerful that it can do a whole lot for you. So it is very important that you don't overthink it. You're not in doubt. Just start from where you are, but just know that you have a purpose. And the most important thing is for you to understand yourself, understand who you are, understand how you're wired, understand that it is a gradual process. Understand that for every mistake you make, it's also a process. This thing is a ladder. It doesn't happen easily. And
Wow.
for the key challenge faced, I would say right now where I am, I'm still struggling with my audience. But the most important thing is you have to stay consistent and you understand that it doesn't come at once. Another challenge, which I just hit into the prior one I just mentioned, is that when there's no resource, it's a challenge. When you're not getting what you want, when you give yourself a target, you're not getting the end result, it's a challenge. And in terms of also getting the right feedback that would help your business to flourish is one of the challenges entrepreneurs face, because sometimes people are so sentimental that you don't get the right feedback for you to stand firm in your business and get things done. But the major challenge faced is the issue of customers, dealing with customers, and customer service goes a very long way. It does a whole lot for your business. The other challenge, as I mentioned, is the financing. Everybody is thinking big. If I don't have this particular amount, I cannot start this thing. If I start is what's going to happen. Don't doubt. Clear out the doubts. Fix your mission. What is the vision for the business? Go ahead at a pace. And another thing that we're all dealing with generally, I'm being very, I'm generalizing, is that what we don't, we in this part of the country, we actually underestimate our health. Your mental health goes a long way, and it is also like a passive way of showing what you can offer. Once you're not mentally stable, you're stressed about a whole lot of things, you can't get things done. There are no results to what you're doing because your brain is not balanced for that thought process, the creativity you have to put in that business, the effort you're supposed to put in it. So you just have to be consistent with what you're doing and know that you're taking the right steps. You're doing the right thing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was very instructive. All right, Madam Kia. You have 30 seconds, please. Please, if you have any questions, just drop them in the chat box so I can read them very quickly. If you have any questions whatsoever. Is Madam Kia speaking, please?
I am here, please.
Okay, it's good.
Like the last speaker said, I think I can relate with all the challenges she stated, right? So, but in my own case, well, okay, I have issue with staff, yes. It's one of the major challenges I am facing presently because my kind of business is tedious. We have to do physical work. We have dry cleaners that iron for us. We have people. I do the online thing, but I have other staff that have designated jobs and all. But staffing is a very big problem because the truth is most of the young children, I think most of the youngest in this generation actually do not want to work before they get money. It's only the very serious-minded ones that want stuff to do. They have guys, their boyfriends that do Yahoo, that give them stipend and they're okay with it. So you just see them work for 1 month, 2 months, and they're out. It's very, very difficult to see staff that want to work for long term. But I think presently that's a major challenge I'm facing as a business person. The funding, God has been faithful. That's just the truth. It's not been easy given the economic situation of the country, but I thank God still. But the cost of goods rising by the minute is really affecting business. So I think the major challenge, these are the few of the major challenges I'm facing basically. Stocking up is not easy. You buy something at 5 naira this week, you sell because you believe that, oh, I bought it at 5 naira, let me sell at 6 naira. Then you get to the market and you find out that the price of the goods is now 7 naira, and you be like, wow, how do I do this? So having to change price every now and then, most businesses are running at loss on a steady, even though people don't come out to say these things. So everything is working against most entrepreneurs in this country, but we're just trying to stay on top of it all. So that's it. Have I answered your question, please?
Yes.
Yes, that works.
All right.
Thank you so much. Ronke, please, 30 seconds. Oh, I've got some questions here. Wow. Okay. So Ronke,
Can you please
I'm going
repeat
to
that?
No, don't worry. So I have a question here, which I want you to respond to. So I think the other 3 speakers have spoken to, the question I asked earlier. So let's take these new ones from the audience. So one says, how do I, as an undergraduate, convince my parents that I can combine my business with my academics? This is very important. And my academics won't suffer as a result of my business. Did you get that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so please speak to that in 30 seconds.
So in terms of convincing people, they say action speaks louder than. Say that again, please.
Yeah. Your parents, not just people now, but parents.
Okay, my bad. So in terms of convincing your parents, it is, like I said earlier, understanding yourself goes a long way. If you have that confidence that you can get the job done, and at the moment, if your grades are actually looking good, I think the most important thing is the strength you put into what you do and what they see. Because our actions does a whole lot than what we say. And you have to shift your mind from the previous traditional setting whereby everybody believes that education is the only key to success. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we have a lot of people in the public sector, let me use that as an example, and they still don't rely on that salary, because the business you offer gives you a whole lot, because your experience, one, and the creatives you have to offer, you have a whole lot to offer, and you're independent. You choose your own timing by yourself. So I think the most important thing is once you can manage your time, you can juggle studies with your education, and you're doing fine. they will definitely support you. And it's very important that they're also seeing results. So it's more or less like you're putting in your all for them to understand that this thing is a long-term game. And at the same time, you are protecting yourself from how would I put that now? You're protecting yourself from being financially unstable. You're creating stability for yourself, and you're making them understand that the economy is not so friendly at the moment. You're making every effort to ensure that you're not done with your service or whatever you're doing at that point in time, and you're waiting for a job to come. You've secured something for yourself. You're making a name for yourself, and I think that's like the most very important thing. You have a purpose, and you're making them understand that this is your purpose, and there's a driving force towards that purpose. Can we hear me, please?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Very, very
You're welcome.
instructive, and I like the angle that you took it through. I have another question here that says, what role has mentorship played in your success story? I'd like our first male speaker to react to this. What role has mentorship played in your success story? Our first male speaker, please.
Yeah, I think Prince hand is up. Yes, Prince, please.
Oh, sorry. Mentorship, it has really helped a lot, to be honest. And but one thing we need to understand now, mentorship has gone beyond when we were in school. You know, you have to
Absolutely.
yeah, it has gone beyond. I have to talk to someone. I have to call someone. I strongly believe when you read books and you learn, if you can't read now, just do YouTube. And you have a mind of your own. You can really do well with a lot of mentorship resources that you can get out there. But that wasn't why I raised up my hand. The reason why I raised up my hand was because of the last question. To be honest, the
Oh,
the game of entrepreneurship is not a space whereby we start spoon feeding people. I strongly believe anybody in institution is an adult. And as an adult, we need to stop spoon feeding, the coming generation. And as an adult, I also believe that you should know what you really want. Sometimes there's something they called age barrier gap. From people can only advise you, counsel you by their own exposure, experiences, and knowledge. And there is usually age barrier gap between parent and children. What they learn, if they have not unlearned them and relearn another thing, they will be teaching you what absolutely looks wrong entirely in this age and time. For instance, we've seen people who don't go wayward and they are influencers, they're catching out billions, millions, and all that. I'm not saying that's the way to go, really, but I'm just saying that you yourself, you are in the higher institution, and at this, and you think you want to do entrepreneurship. First, you need to make resolution from your own mind. You need to have a mind of yourself. Now, I'm not saying that you should disobey your parents if that is not what they want, but really, there is always a way by which you can go about it. First, you need to have the mind of your own, and that is the first step to actually convincing anybody, if to use the word convince, if that is the word we need to use. So, because the truth is that they may not just know, and they are honestly just ignorant of it. Imagine my dad then telling me that don't go, just go and do your study, don't worry. Even my dad will not be so proud to be able to tell his friend that that boy, if he goes to the desert, he will bring something out. So you need to make your own mind. That's the very first thing. Thank you.
thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so we're wrapping up now. I apologize that we have overshot our time. So very quickly now we're moving on to the launch. Yes, the launch of our club, our book club, the book club. I hope that I am saying that correctly. Yes, I think that I am. Yes. So the launch of the Billionaires Book Club and Entrepreneurship Academy. This is I like to call her coach. This is coach's a brainchild. So she's going to walk us through that in another 2 minutes, and then we would close the meeting. So, coach, you have the floor.
All right.
Please,
I kind of
and
sort of what?
I'd like for you to ideate the vision to us so we also latch onto it.
Okay. Sounds good. I kind of already spoke to it when I spoke the other time. But I'll just quickly do a run through. So of the structure
Yeah.
for the Billionaires Book Club and also for the entrepreneurship mentorship program, and also for what's the other third one? Entrepreneurship Academy sort of model that we are still framing up on that. So for the Billionaires Club, definitely it's gonna be a book club where you entrepreneurs will be given a list of books that will be read. So it's one book at a time, and then there's gonna be like a WhatsApp chat for them to be able to review the books on a weekly basis. So we intend right now to begin with the book mastery. Mastery is very profound because just like Afisat mentioned, most people these days, nobody wants to learn. They just want to make money. Our youths nowadays are not after the process, they are after the money, and it doesn't work that way. So we still want to inculcate that spirit of apprenticeship. If we look at the Igbo people sort of apprenticeship, and that's why they keep thriving in business. You know, they understand it to the fullest. Even in this 21st century, it still works. So mastery is all about talking on apprenticeship, you mastering yourself and staying and sitting to master that one thing that you want to be different. You know, you want to be different, you know, about you, about your business and the way you do it. So there are going to be some eligibility criteria for membership. So we're going to read all these Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki books, books from Elon Musk, books from the billionaires of our time, and just to help us understand a broader picture and not just stay local. So membership and eligibility criteria would let interested participants know about that and how to apply for the membership. Also, the reading schedule is going to be like one book in like a chapter a week, so that it won't be too much, considering the fact that these people are students who has to do their business, still be students, and yet participate in the book clubs. And there's going to be, of course, guest speakers and workshops who, even when we have the opportunity and as God makes us bigger, we're going to have some of the writers, come address us and talk to us about their books, about why they wrote it, and about how it has transformed their businesses and other people's business empires. So it's just like a resource and, toolbox to help with that. And then for the mentorship, we're going to have the mentorship program, like I mentioned earlier. And we just want to pair undergraduates that are in business with people in whatever sector of their business who have become experts. For example, I'm practicing farming. I want to meet with a specialized farmer who has been there for years, who understand the nitty-gritty and is able to mentor me technically and in terms of skills. And so there's going to be orientation and goal setting. Of course, there's going to be a mentor-mentee meetup. It's going to be virtual most times and subject to the arrangement between them, but we would advocate for virtual option just, to protect everybody's interest and security. And they're going to all both agree as to when they will be meeting, what time they'll be meeting. They're going to, sign off on a mentor-mentee agreement. And there's going to be orientation on how all of this works. So the mentee is going to set their own goals and say, okay, these are the things I want to achieve by submitting to you as my mentor. And so there has to be alignment of these mentorship goals in both for mentees' entrepreneurial aspirations. And also there has to be regular meetings and communication. Then we're going to give them like a lot of skill development and guidance on both sides. So definitely industry insights and networking is going to be like a meetup time where all mentees or mentors, just for networking purposes. There's a lot. I can exhaust it now. And then for the final part of it is the Entrepreneurship Academy. Yes. So this one is like a business school where we hope to partner with Lagos Business School and other business schools, both online and in person. However, it will be a virtual curriculum whereby we have a lot of curriculum for the different aspects and of business, for example, business planning and development, introduction to entrepreneurship, marketing and sales strategies, dealing with stakeholders and businesses, client relationship, emotional intelligence in business, financial management, and all of those things, legal and regulatory frameworks, because you want to register a company, you want to be sure that your corporate governance is in place. We just wanted to plan for a big picture, and put yourself on that path, towards achieving that big picture. And so we're going to talk about innovation and technology, social entrepreneurship, and most importantly, sustainability, because that's what differentiates between also and entrepreneurship. As an entrepreneur, you have a sustainable plan of how to scale your business, of how the business will outlive you. But for also, it's just, make money for the now. There's no future. So we don't want that to continue. We want that business to be both now and the future, meet immediate goals, midterm goals, and long-term goals. So there's a lot of we're going to also talk about leadership, because a lot of a business is all about leadership and management, so but most people lack that ability. So we're going to talk about pitching and presentation skills, mentor, all of those curriculum are what, in depth. We'll really, really go in depth in talking about them, and hoping that, all participants are able to gather a technical know-how and hands-on expertise for all of these things. And eventually, graduates from this place are the people we'll be recommending for sponsorship, for grants, in their specific sectors, and, mobilize them, and not just stop at that, but also give them some there's something we call M&E, monitoring and evaluation, in the way that we're sure they're applying the funds correctly and, for the right purposes, and they're achieving the actual results. So they don't just graduate and go away. We still, help them through face by face and all. So it's a lot planned out. It's beautiful. And we really, really look forward to having participants, sign up for this one. So if you're interested, please send us an email. You must have received an email from House of Impact giving you the details to join in this meeting. So you just reply to that email, or just copy that email, or you can just type in the chat box and just, write your name and your phone contact or your email. So we're going to be in touch with you, and you had better jump on the bus before he moves. So, and
Absolutely.
I want to appreciate the speakers. Thank you so much, Afisa. Thank you so much to my brother Prince. Prince is also a team member here, and also Samson is also a team member here, and also to Kia. Thank you so much for the profound insight. I was just nodding all the way. You guys were spot on, and I really, really appreciate you all. Thank you for being here, and don't abandon us halfway. We're just starting. We have a long way to go, and we're still gonna need your help in mentoring people in your specific areas. So it's a joint effort, and we look forward to working together with you. Thank you for being here. We didn't pay them anything. They're here in goodwill, in good faith, and as a sacrifice, and we really appreciate that. God bless you all, and we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much, not only to the speakers, but everybody who came and has stayed till the very, very end. It's been a very wonderful session. And yes, Coach, I have a business idea already.
Okay, jump on the boat.
I definitely will, because I've been thinking of business idea, and Kia is going to be my coach, my mentor in that business. So please, I need her number so I can be in her DM.
Yes,
No wahala.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
supposed to share their handles in the DM for people that need to contact them, and strike off a conversation. Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, so this is really beautiful.
Instagram
And
handle.
if
Yes. Afisat
it's a
and
wonderful
Kiwa, please
video.
help us do that. Thank you.
Yeah, all right, so we would be reaching out to everybody to keep you abreast of all our oncoming programs and everything that we have in our kitty for you. Thank you so much. 1 hour, 30 minutes, well spent, very insightful, full of robust engagement, and of course, we've had a wonderful time. So my name is Adejoke Henry. I'll hand over now to Mr. Okwe to kindly sign us out or sign us off. And thank you, Coach, for bringing us together, for being the visionary, and for all of the wonderful things that your mind just conjures up and how you carry people along. It's been an absolute pleasure knowing and working with you. Have a wonderful day and God bless you. So, Mr. Kwe, you have the floor. Please say good night to everyone.
All right, thank you, everyone. I really, really want to appreciate, especially everyone that stayed till the end. Thank you for your time. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for joining in, and to our speakers. Thank you, and then to Madam Priscilla. Thank you for having this dream for every one of us to jump on it. Because me too, I'm jumping inside the bus. I'm even inside the bus already. So everywhere this bus is taking us to, I'm following you. So our speakers, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Just like she rightly said, we didn't pay them anything and they gave us their time. Afisat, Onome, Mr. Prince, Mr. Sampson, thank you very much. And please, we look forward to having you all at the event, the live event at the end of this month. Please, and then kindly familiarize yourself with our website, our participant. Please check every information you need will be on the website. So any question, any suggestion, please check our website. I'll be looking forward to having you at the end of the month for our live events. Thank you once again. Really appreciate you. And when next we need you, we believe we'll have you join us as well. Thank you. God bless you. We say thank you to everyone. And then have a lovely, lovely, lovely rest and a pleasant week ahead. Thank you all. God bless you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Okwe. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Adejoke. Bye.
All right, Adejoke. Adejoke, thank you. Thank you.
Good night.
All right. Good night, everyone.
All right, good night.
Bye-bye.
Night.